Hello everyone, version 5.4 is now available on the Asian server, and with that, the closed beta for the 5.5 update has also begun. As you know, Varesa and Ian-san are releasing in 5.5, and we have received all the information related to their kits and gameplay, including their skills, talents, burst, constellations, ascension materials, and signature weapon stats. In this video, we'll take a look at Varesa and her kit, and we'll talk about Ian-san in the next video. So yeah, let's jump right in. Before we start, the banners of Mizuki and Xiao are now up on the servers, so if you want to pull for them but are running low on Primo Gems, check out lootbar.gg for a way to save some money. Lootbar is an excellent service for topping up in games like Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail. You can save up to 20% on all top-ups by utilizing favorable exchange rates. Lootbar is in direct partnership with authorized top-up partners of Hoyoverse and has over 100,000 users with 16,000 plus positive reviews, so it's completely safe and secure. Make sure to check the link in the description or the pinned comment for an extra 5% discount. Coming back to Varesa, she is going to be a 5-star Electro Catalyst user. Yes, another Catalyst character. She's the 4th 5-star Catalyst user releasing after the release of Natlan following Mualani, Citlali, and Mizuki. We still haven't received her ascension stats and scalings, so we'll have to wait for maybe one more day to get that. Now, let's talk about her kit. Let's start with her normal, charged, and plunging attacks. Her gameplay basically revolves around plunging attacks, similar to Xiao. And they're also giving us a dedicated set for her, so yeah, let's take a look. Her normal attack isn't anything special, but during the charged attack, she consumes a certain amount of stamina to perform a headbutt, dealing electro damage with the Nightsoul's blessing and pushing Varesa into the air. It sounds kinda similar to Xianyun's skill, but Varesa does a headbutt instead of jumping. During plunging attacks, she descends from mid-air to strike the ground, dealing AoE electro damage upon impact. If Varesa is in combat or hits an enemy with this attack, she gains 25 Nightsoul points. When Nightsoul points reach their maximum through this method, Varesa enters the Fiery Passion state. So what is this Fiery Passion state? Well, in this state, Varesa's normal, charged, and plunging attacks are enhanced. Okay, so what does it do? Well, she performs up to 3 powerful strikes, dealing increased electro damage with her normal attacks. The charged attack and plunging attack remain pretty much the same as before. Now, about Varesa's elemental skill. After casting her skill, she dashes forward, dealing electro damage to enemies in her path. After activating her skill, Varesa gains 20 Nightsoul points and triggers the Pursuit effect. During this period, her interruption resistance increases, and pressing the normal attack button allows her to quickly perform a charged attack without consuming stamina. And yeah, the Pursuit effect is removed after performing the charged attack. But her skill has 2 types. Depending on tap or hold, Varesa showcases different wrestling styles. If you just tap, she quickly dashes forward. And on hold, Varesa enters the Nightsoul's blessing state and switches to rapid advance mode. During this mode, she continuously consumes Nightsoul points. In this state, Varesa's movement speed and interruption resistance increase. She can leap over terrain differences or consume additional Nightsoul points to move over water and liquid phlogiston, while becoming immune to liquid phlogiston damage. When Nightsoul points are depleted, this state ends. Varesa also gains different effects during this skill. Entering the Fiery Passion state resets the cooldown of the elemental skill and increases its damage. So again, what is this Fiery Passion state? Well, it has 3 effects. Outside of Fiery Passion state, Varesa can restore Nightsoul points through plunging attacks. When Nightsoul points reach their maximum through this method, or by casting her elemental burst, she enters the Fiery Passion state. After entering the Fiery Passion state, Varesa also enters Nightsoul's blessing state. In this state, she maintains Nightsoul's blessing continuously. And lastly, in this Fiery Passion state, Varesa's normal attacks, skill, and burst damage are enhanced accordingly, and after performing a plunging attack, she can cast a special elemental burst within a short time. I know it sounds really complicated, but you'll get it after watching her gameplay, which should come out later today or tomorrow. Now about her elemental burst. After casting her burst, Varesa leaps into the air and delivers a powerful flying kick, dealing AoE electro damage. After casting, Varesa's Nightsoul points are fully restored, and she enters the Fiery Passion state. In the Fiery Passion state, Varesa's elemental burst deals increased electro damage. After performing a plunging attack, Varesa enters the limit drive state for a short time. This limit drive state increases Varesa's interruption resistance. Also, she can ignore the elemental burst's cooldown and cast a special elemental burst with reduced energy cost. She also performs a powerful plunging attack, damaging enemies along the path and dealing AoE electro damage upon impact. This damage is considered plunging attack damage. Moving on to her passive talents. Her first talent. After casting the elemental skill, Varesa gains the Rainbow Plunge effect for 5 seconds. During this period, her plunging attack damage is increased by 25%. Additionally, if she's in the Fiery Passion state, the damage will further be increased by 50%. This effect is removed after the plunging attack hits an enemy or the duration ends. Second talent. When nearby party members trigger Nightsoul Burst, Varesa's attack increases by 30% for 12 seconds, stacking up to 2 times with independent durations. This means that her kit will also scale on attack stat. Third talent. After Nightsoul points are depleted, Varesa consumes fuel to maintain the rapid advance mode of Nightsoul's Blessing. In areas with fuel mechanisms in Natlan, while switching to Varesa during sprinting or while airborne, she enters Nightsoul's Blessing and gains 20 Nightsoul points. This can be triggered once every 10 seconds. Fourth talent, Varesa's sprint speed increases, but stamina consumption also increases when not in combat. In areas with fuel mechanisms in Natlan, using food items restores 20 fuel points every 10 seconds. And naturally, this effect will be inactive in domains, expeditions, and the Spiral Abyss. Now, moving on to her Constellation, her C1 enhances the effect of the passive talent 1. The Rainbow Plunge effect now increases, plunging attack damage by 50%, regardless of whether Varesa is in the Fiery Passion state or not. Additionally, upon entering or exiting the Fiery Passion state, Varesa's attack increases by 35% for 5 seconds. And while she's in the Rapid Advance mode, the Nightsoul point and phlogiston consumption are reduced by 30%. Her C2. Regardless of being in the Fiery Passion state, after Varesa performs a plunging attack, she enters the Limit Drive state, further increasing her interruption resistance. Additionally, when Varesa's plunging attack's impact hits an enemy, she restores 11.5 energy. Her C3 and C5 increase her skill and burst levels by +3. Her C4, upon casting her burst, depending on Varesa's state, different effects are applied. When not in Fiery Passion or Limit Drive, she gains the Diligent Valor effect for 15 seconds, increasing plunging attack impact damage by 500% of Varesa's attack, up to a maximum of 20,000 additional damage. This effect ends after a plunging attack hits an enemy or the duration expires, and her burst damage is also increased by 100%. And lastly, her C6. Upon entering the Limit Drive state, Varesa restores 30 energy, and the crit rate and crit damage of her plunging attacks and burst are increased by 10% and 100% respectively. Additionally, holding the skill or performing a tap during Rapid Advance restores Nightsoul points to the maximum. Overall, Varesa is looking like really good character at this point. I haven't seen her gameplay. Like hell, we don't even know what she looks like. But yeah, she seems like a fun-to-play character. If you want to know about her signature weapon stats, you can check out my previous video. Her ascension materials aren't completely available yet, because we'll definitely get a new boss in version 5.5. So yeah, that's everything we know about Varesa's kit and gameplay. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below.